Hey YouTube, I got a 2002 GMC Envoy. About to show you guys how to install and some tips and tricks on the third brake light. First tool you're gonna need is a beer, definitely. This job's kind of a pain in the ass. I kind of did it the hard way because I was learning how to do it. There was lots of, hold on. Ooh, that's good. All right, so tools you're gonna need at the pick and pull if you go pull one of these off. You're gonna need a T30 torque, and there are 6 mounting points. You got 2 over here, 1 there on this metal bracket, which is this steel bracket that's in this cavity. Another mounting here. These are brass inserts. It's also mounted to the glass. So this is the front side as you're looking at the back of the car. And the proper way to take this thing off, yeah, I broke a few of these things. And it's because this bond was so freaking hard on those windows, this middle piece just cracks. And the whole thing, the tips of it. So you gotta work your way with a knife underneath the whole light, underneath here. They use this 3M tape that is freaking concrete. Works amazing, but if you want to take it off, they didn't want you to take it off. That's why you need a couple of more of those. It will help, trust me, I was sweating. So the 3M tape, you want to get it all the way to the end here. To do this corner, I put a little triangle in. I didn't make it perfect, but I don't think this is going to affect it. A little overfold here. And then as you roll the tape, you're going to kind of like guide the tape off your finger, off the edge, and roll it all the way down. You want to tack as you go. You want to get as least amount of bubbles as possible. You want it to hit all the surface area. And this was a little tricky. The light, if you zoom in here, underneath here, there's a kind of a lip that you have to like guide the tape underneath so it gets all the way there. So this is flush to the edge. Basically, same thing on the other side. Little triangle to make that turn, so you can get everything tacked down properly. So that's how you do the 3M tape. So a couple other things. You got to mount this light. You got a Phillip here and a Phillip here. I checked with the dealer on the center nut. There's no hardware or any speed nuts that clip in here. So don't worry about that, you're good. The wire goes through on this clip. Make sure at the pick and pull that this is in here. Holds your wire nicely. It feeds through here on this plastic part that's molded in. Try not to break those off. Another important thing about these lights, when you install them or take them off, these things are very fragile. Go slow. Bring your little brother with you. Tell him to not have a shaky hand, because when you take this thing off, I broke a couple of these too. And it was very disappointing. You're basically done. Whole light's trash. I wouldn't use it. So those are some tips and tricks on the third brake light. We're going to show you how to install it. I'll just give you some brief stuff here. That is where the light plugs in. If you open the guy here, this is that middle metal bracket that mounts there, You got the 4 there, and that's the 2 and the 2 there, both sides. All right, everyone. First step. Here's the light plug. Goes in just like this. There's a little notch. Snap it right in. This bushing goes all the way down. You got to feed the cord. So there's a hole in here. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, you can see it. Hole down there. That bushing there goes in that hole. So I actually had to open the whole tailgate just to be able to push that wire all the way in. And the bushing's gonna go in just like this. Kind of fight it a little bit. Just like that. Just want it seated, watertight so no water gets in. And then you're just gonna slowly shut the tailgate. And now we're gonna flip the light up. Next step, there's 2 hooks, and they go, one on the right goes there. The other hook is on the left here. It goes right in that notch. I'd use 2 hands on each side, another person on the other, and you're gonna come on each end, and you're just gonna roll this whole panel up onto the glass slowly, and make sure you don't snap the hooks off. That is key. Drop it right in, just like that. Cool. So after we placed it on the hooks, we got one right in there, the other right in there. I came over here and I wanted to get the tape started. So I peeled it back and I put a sponge in there to space it out. And before I tack it down though completely, I'm gonna tighten each bolt. And then I'm gonna pull the tape on the last part. All right, I'm gonna put the first bolt in. I'm gonna tack it. Just gonna start that. Line this edge. Let's kind of get a self-align. We're gonna do this edge first. And then you wanna make sure that the tape is outside the trim. So you can pull it along the window and it will self-tack to the window. All right, we're gonna tighten them up now. Let's get them nice and snug. Go to the other side. Do the middle ones last. Remember, these are only brass inserts and it's plastic. So you don't want to crank too hard on it because you could pull that brass insert out of the plastic. You just kind of want to snug them down. No need to put a torque wrench on them. Just hand tight. And this metal bracket right here is actually adhesived on to the mold. Lost my extension. Do the last bolt here. So pretty much the last step. So we're gonna pull this tape along here. Really slowly. Go nice and slow. Don't want to rip this, otherwise you'll have to loosen those nuts again. just like that. The last step, I would say, probably want to press down, go along the edge. Make sure this thing's completely sealed onto the window. Oh, sorry. View. Just like that. Third brake light is installed. So those are all the tips and tricks on how to install the 2002 GMC Envoy third brake light. Looks perfect.